I'm back. There was a number of things that I wanted to make this video about today. Things that I thought overall what boiled down to in my mind was a huge waste of government resources. Renaming the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, banning paper straws. By the way, the original bill was never meant to push for paper straws. It was just meant to reduce single-use plastic, which makes sense because it's really bad for humans and for the environment. All of this made me wonder why they could potentially be wanting to distract us. What could they be wanting to distract us from? Because it seems like Trump is in the news every day, but the things that he's doing aren't like world-changing, huge, monumental things, and I don't even mean that in a negative or positive way. Just the topics that he's signing off on, a lot of them are not huge. Wondering what's going on here. And then I started to see more and more headlines with Elon Musk. I didn't know a lot about Elon Musk. Honestly, when he first came out, I thought he was funny. I thought he was like weird and eccentric, and he kind of reminded me of the guy from Ready Player One who funds the entire virtual reality world. The more that I followed Elon Musk, people kept saying how smart this guy was, but in reality, whenever I see him anywhere, he speaks and acts like a total idiot. And that doesn't even have to do with being on the spectrum. He just says and does dumb fucking things. I was hoping that I was wrong about him. However, in the last, 25 days or so that he's been involved in politics, things have been questionable, to say the least. There's a million ways I could have started this by looking into his ties with USAID, his ties with basically every entity that he's trying to take apart right now. But I saw something recently that I thought was the most telling out of everything. Going viral is a video of little X. Some people have started to refer to this kid. He's 4 years old. He's one of Elon Musk's 12 kids. Little Kevlar. Because it seems like a coincidence that as soon as the CEO was taken out, he started to have little X with him a lot more. So little X and Elon are in the Oval Office and they're addressing the nation. Elon is behind the Resolute desk. What is that and why does that matter? The Resolute desk is what we call the desk, the current desk that's in the Oval Office. Other iterations of it, but this is what's in there now. Now you can see that there are a number of pictures of it. It's a very distinct style here. Whose kids are these? All right. I can't figure out who those kids are, but it might be relevant. Because, does this one say who they are? This could impact the point that I'm trying to make, which is one of the biggest deals about this recent video. He was standing behind the Resolute desk while he was addressing the nation. Let's see if I can find a screenshot of just that. Elon Musk Oval Office. Again, you can see that I've been Googling this. So they had a little press conference, if you will, to address the nation, and Elon Musk, an unelected official, was standing behind the Resolute desk. Not sitting behind it, mind you. Standing behind means that there's an invisible line. He was addressing the nation from behind that line. This was symbolic to a lot of people because it seemed like this was probably the first time that a unelected official had been addressing the nation from behind the desk. The disrespect does not stop there. Little X came along to this visit. For a good chunk of it, he is knuckles deep into his nostrils, digging away. There's one point where it even seems like he wipes a booger on the Resolute desk. The presidential desk in the Oval Office, in the capital of the United States of America. Also, check out this fucking chain. Wow, that chain is probably worth more than me as a whole. Aside from the fact that it was super unusual that Musk was speaking from behind the Resolute desk, this child disrespected the sitting president multiple times on live television, even other than the booger situation. One of the things that he says to him, he needs to go away because he's not the president. He tells him to shush his mouth. There are other things as well, but let's hear it straight from his little mouth and put headphones in. I encourage you to listen to the audio really closely because when I listened to it with my eyes closed, I still heard what they're captioning here. So let's see.
Is to restore democracy. Prices from one year to the next are the same, and and they're
Even the way that he says it, I understand that 4-year-olds can be little pills. I was probably terrible when I was 4 years old. The way that he's talking to him makes me believe that he's never been taught what kind of position Trump has here. He's not showing any kind of respect to the man, and that's my own beliefs about him aside. He is trashing him on live television, saying things that almost feel like he's parroting or mimicking. That's why I really wanted to make this video. I think at the end of the day, what's most telling about all of the shit that Elon Musk is doing is that his son says things that perhaps a typical 4-year-old wouldn't know or wouldn't say. For instance, telling this man that he's not the president and he needs to shush his mouth. In any circumstance, really, when there's something like this, when adults are speaking, even a 4-year-old usually has enough manners to not speak over them or anything like that, especially not trash talk them on live TV.
and I checked with the president to make sure that these.
He's mumbling to himself a lot of different times and to his dad multiple times, but it's kind of hard to tell what else he's saying. The only obvious times are when he's really
and I'm going to ask Elon to
right next to the camera. Okay, I want you to shut your mouth.
From one year to the next are the same, and
you can hear it, and you can see like his little face.
They do.
He's like, "You shut the fuck up, because you aren't in charge anymore." And that could be my perception of it. But I worked with specifically 4-year-olds. We call them preppers because we were getting them ready for preschool. They didn't act like this unless they were having some kind of spout with one of their peers, and they would get nasty and have a little shitty attitude on their face. And he has a little shitty attitude. Like, look at his face when he says it to him. I want you to shut.
And the fraudsters complain the loudest.
He's 4. It feels like he learned this somewhere. For the benefit of the doubt, I thought to myself, well, maybe he's seen like a TV show or something, or maybe there's like a meme or some clip or something that's going viral. Shush your mouth, something like that. So I looked it up. Cartoon, shush your mouth. I did this for most of the things he said because, like I said, 4-year-olds repeat things, and so maybe he heard it somewhere. But where did he hear this? There's not like a viral video or a meme or anything. This is another thing he says. I'll bring that up in a minute. But I can't think of any reason this kid would say, shush your mouth, other than he understands the context and he somehow looks down on Trump. And that feels sketchy, to say the least. So people's reactions are things like, he's saying what we're all thinking, which is one way to look at it. But the way that I look at it is he heard that somewhere. Because 4-year-olds can be super creative, but they're also little sponges, and they tend to just kind of mimic the things that they've heard. Another example that I found, let me preface this by saying that the original Tucker Carlson clip edited this. They have it posted. They have part of it posted on their X, but it's not this full clip. Part of me is like, why did they edit out that part? Because they include the section where he's laughing about it, but they don't actually play it. So the context of this is that Tucker Carlson is interviewing Elon Musk, I think right after the election, and X walks in. He has a couple of things to say that don't strike me as 4-year-old things to say again.
X, should we help President Trump?
Yeah.
Well, you have. Yeah.
We're in SpaceX and quietly just do whatever we want.
So they cut out the part where he says, it's hard to tell what he says in the first couple words, blah, 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 SpaceX, and quietly do whatever we want. They cut that part out when they posted the clip and just included this bit where he's like laughing maniacally afterwards. So again, did he hear this somewhere? Like, is there something that I'm missing out on? Because I don't have kids. My friends have kids, but I don't know about the latest and coolest kid stuff right now. Has he heard quietly do whatever we want? It looks like it's only the quiet game. Don't talk and be quiet. It really just looks like he said that on his own. Based on the context with SpaceX in front of it, it seems really weird. So this, combined with his behavior at the Oval Office, oh wait, there is one more bit of this actually.
what's your assessment? Did this work? Is he going to win?
Yeah, it is. Knock it out. No.
Is he gonna win? They'll never know. That doesn't make sense. Like, what would be the context for that other than he's heard someone say that? Again, I looked it up. Is there something going on I don't know about? That being said, I don't know for sure. It could be, but in my experience being around 4-year-olds and what I know about that cognitive level is that they don't really come up with these kind of things by themselves.
I think it's done.
You think it's done?
Yeah.
But never know.
No.
He doubles down. They're talking again, is President Trump going to win? And Elon is like, yeah, obviously. Oh, that makes me think of one more clip that might be relevant here.
If he loses, man, what? You're fucked, dude.
I'm fucked. If he loses, I'm fucked.
It does seem that way. You can't just be like,
Yeah, I'm like, how long do you think my prison sentence is going to be? Do you think? Will I see my children? I don't know.
because it's not like you can say, well, yeah, I maxed out.
He does go on a little bit after that and says something like, oh yeah, I've been talking so much about plausible deniability and blah, 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 blah. Or I've been talking so much about Kamala that I don't have any plausible deniability and all of this stuff. Even before the election, it was obvious that it was in his best interests to have Trump win. Just something to think about there.
The data as it comes in from every county in Pennsylvania.
Oh, he can tell us.
That part, that's 4-year-olds. I don't think he's shushing him because he knows any big conspiracy or anything is about to come out of his mouth. This is really unusual, to say the least, in my opinion. I haven't even mentioned the fact that every fraudulent thing he said he's found on X is literally only posted on X. It has no receipts behind it, no documentation. I would love for fraud to be found in the government, but I really need proof that it was there to begin with. You can't just tell me you found this outrageous thing to get people riled up, say it was X billion dollars, no pun intended, and then say, oh, it's cool, I fixed it, problem solved. No, I didn't elect this guy. I didn't elect Trump either, to be fair. But I didn't elect Musk in any sense. I don't want him making these decisions. I don't want him having access to the US Treasury and USAID and all of this other shit without some kind of checks and balances and regulation. In conclusion, I think that Elon Musk is doing shady things within the government, and I think he's well aware of it. But for whatever reason, there are not enough checks and balances against him right now to put him into check. There's a lot of evidence of the way that he's connected to the places that he's attacking. There is interestingly weird data from the election, a lot of split tickets, especially in swing states that were the most important. Starlink was involved with a lot of these voting machines. Aside from all of that, I think that this really tells me the most. It doesn't really say exactly what kind of conspiracy is happening, but it really seems like something weird is happening with Elon Musk. And I think little X is the one who's actually telling the world the truth.